Here's a very easy way to get a worm bin going. This is just my bin where I dump all my kitchen scraps, and it is crawling with red wigglers. There's a lot of wigglers, and it is full now, but I'm gonna move some of it to that side over there and cover it with leaves, and just let the composting process take place. And then eventually I use the compost here, which is really a lot of worm castings for the most part, and stuff that the worms eat and digest and poop out. I'll use this for my plants. This has avocado peels, eggshells, the orange peels, lemon peels. I know people say don't put your citrus peels in the compost pile, whatever, you know. You can throw them in there. I don't think the worms care either way. They eat them just fine. The ones that never break are the coconut peels. These things last forever, but anyway. This is my worm bin. You don't have to pay money for it. I know some people order their worms and they pay $20, $30 for a pound of worms or the wigglers. This is the easy way to get it started. Just keep it covered, keep it moist in a shaded place. And I keep this bin has holes in the bottom, so if it gets too cold, the worms kind of hunker down. They go into the soil, and when it gets warmer, they come out. Right now, I mean, this is Texas, so the worms don't have to really go down that deep. They're in here, and they're eating. And maybe in a more wintry climate, a colder climate, you can just put this in the sun in winter. And there's a lot of worm activity here. Look at this. There you go. There's one, two. They're a little slow right now because it's cold. There's a lot of worms. There you go. There's there. There's a lot of worms. Anyway, it's an easy way to get your worms. If you want some worms, and if you get fish, like if you have a aquaponic system, well, this is a great way to feed your fish. I have some fish in a fountain, a little goldfish. Those guys are troopers. I mean, the fountain's been frozen 2 inches thick, and those things have not died, so they're pretty hardy. And I give them some of these worms every now and then. It's just fun to look at them. Take one, and they just fight for it. They run around with it, or they swim around with it, you know, like almost like when a chicken gets a piece of something, and the other chickens are chasing it the same way, but in the water. But anyway, just thought I'd share this with you guys. I've had this here for about a year, and it is just gold. I mean, if you wanted to, I guess you could put it through a mesh, a metal mesh, and just get the compost. I sometimes just take this thing and just dump it and mix it in the soil. I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with snails, and I know that snails. This is what I understand. Snails don't like eggshells. Apparently, that's an issue. So when I dump this, I don't know if you notice. If you look at the video on the Keyhole Garden, there's a lot of white little specks on it. It's all eggshells. So that's a preventative for snails in your garden. And also, I know that tomatoes, a lot of them get the end blossom rot, and it's a calcium deficiency. I'm not sure if having eggshells in your soil translates to having calcium in your soil. I'm not sure if the plant's able to absorb it that way, but I think it probably does over the long run as the eggshells break down and the organisms in there eat them and they poop them out. That calcium still remains, and I think the tomatoes absorb it. The tomato plant absorbs it and then passes it on to the fruit, and you don't get any end blossom rot. At least I've never had any end blossom rot with my tomatoes. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. Until next time.